Dee-da, sweet-a-doo-doo-bop.
We're here. Again.
Sound like Bray Wyatt.
We're here. Is that the guy that's dead?
Yeah. You was gonna say something disrespectful.
No, I just couldn't remember if that was, if he was, I couldn't remember the names. Didn't he have like a couple names?
Nicknames.
Like
Eater of Worlds.
When he wore
the Fiend.
The Fiend, there you go. This is a Travis Scott song too, right?
Fiend.
Gotcha.
Fiend.
Well, here we are. Another wonderful episode of We Shoulda or Untitled or but listen, we're going to get right into it. I'm Sean Manning, Jason Jamerson.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
And not a lot of time. I got a trade for you. NFL season is upon us. Mm-hmm. Your Detroit Lions are now officially the Kings of the North currently. They haven't been the Kings of the North because if you're not at the top, you're not the king. But every time I forget what that football player's name. But again, it remains to be true that any team this season, and even I think going in the last two a bit, that plays the Lions loses the following game. It's a double-edged sword they got. They're like a MMO game where after you fought them, they're still doing some extra damage. Toxicity. You just
Lions use poison.
You just randomly bleeding out later on. But so some of our contemporaries and the media have been saying that Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp should be traded. I got to trade. I got to trade. Well, that's because it's a wrap. Essentially,
why would it be
for the Rams? Because it is a wrap. They
only lost 4 games. This is the same record they had last year when they went on a 7-game win streak and made it to the playoffs.
Are they going to beat the Lions?
Nobody's going to beat the Lions, though.
So again, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap for everybody.
Right, so again, it's a wrap. Not for everybody.
Everybody.
Listen. What if the Dolphins say, you know what? This guy's not going to make it out. He's not going to make it out of Miami well. So why don't we remove our responsibility from Tua? He's not going to make it out of Miami well. Like him coming back, that's 2, and he's looked in every concussion. Like he's looked bad. There is no chance of him not getting hit again, and then him saying he's not going to wear the protective helmet. You know what?
Who wants to wear a protective helmet during the game?
A man that has been multiply concussed. Now, I'm sure everybody's been concussed during a game, but a man that has been visually concussed. Visually. But Los Angeles has great surgeons. Send Kupp, send Matthew to Miami. In exchange, Miami sends Waddle. They send whatever picks. Miami goes all in against Kansas City. They're going all in. Also, what can Matthew do that Tua cannot? Matthew can fling that long ball. So now you got Cooper running routes. You got the tight end there. You got Tyreek, who can finally be Tyreek again, as opposed to and then having to stop. Matthew's going to catch him right there. They go all in one time. Because obviously, every time I see him, he almost looking older than LeBron. So his time is dwindling. As far as the young Kupp and the Rams, they won yesterday, but that has nothing to do with them technically. This will be based off of the poison from the Detroit Lions and the status effect that happens a week later.
Apparently.
But you get them out of
that face mask. Not that I don't think they were going to drive down the field to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but that face mask in the game for the safety that was missed. It
was based on the damage.
It was a clear face mask.
It was.
He was just like,
But 4, the man went down there and threw for 4 on the ass. Okay, he looked like that. That's what happens. Hey, I got it. Like Lions ache. But you send him, you keep him in a nice sunny place. He is a champion. He is a winner, and I do believe he's still with the right pieces around him. For whatever reason, it's just, life happens. Aaron Donald leaves. Vaughn is gone. Granted, Odell was effective a couple of games prior, had a nice quarter in the Super Bowl, but you send him to Miami. Tyreek can be Tyreek. You keep him and Kupp together because I believe their relationship is pretty solid. The Rams get to rebuild. They get a couple picks. The Dolphins, which I believe their whole purpose of getting Tyreek and the sassy corner.
Jalen Ramsey.
Right, Jalen Ramsey getting all them was in fact to go all in. They had no idea that this young fella was going to have these, concussion situations. So you make that trade. LA gets better. LA gets younger, and then they're able to buy some time on the clock. Seeing as Miami is already on the clock with Tyreek and the team that they spending all this money on because they felt Tua was going to be that potential.
Didn't they give him an extension?
That was before. That was before, because how long has he been out?
What was that? The first game, second game that happened?
And then based off of the conviction of public opinion, if he gets rocked again, I even think that the people would be like, like the people are gonna be like, all right, like you got, and people were already saying that he should retire.
After the first one, that was bad.
Yeah, just as far as because you don't get that back. You look at now. I don't know what caused what with Muhammad Ali, but if you look at those blows to the head, and you figure Tua's been playing football at least
what
8
that
years.
Will Smith movie was made about.
Yeah,
that situation.
Yeah, now what's one thing if you're playing football and and your brain's rattling around, but it's another to just see this person just. And that's 2 years back to back.
2 years back to back. So I'll say this trade of yours, in this particular season would not make sense for the Rams, and that's why I wouldn't go through. Because at the moment, this is the first game that the Rams had. They were able to, if you look at their division,
right.
They are in the thick of it in their division. 49ers ain't doing good. Right. Seahawks ain't doing good. Right. Cardinals ain't doing good. So they can still win their division, make it to the playoffs. This is the first game since week 1 that they've had the entire team healthy as far as offense goes, and they still missing offensive line pieces. So against one of the top 10 defenses in the league, they still hung 30 on them.
It doesn't care.
Now,
it doesn't matter because they played the Lions.
Per
the stats.
Maybe the safety was the Lions, was due to the Lions. But it makes all sense in the world for the Dolphins.
You know what? Real quick. Real quick. I got you.
What are you talking about?
I got your number, Jack.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got your number, Jack. I had to see it from the side. And now I got you.
What are you talking about?
You got your beard. You got your hair back. Listen, you're not Samoan.
What are you talking about?
You're not Samoan.
You listen here. I'm the tribal chief.
You're not. You got on black and red. You're not Samoan. Then you have the beard that way and the hair. You know what?
Listen, according to my sister's 23 of me, I'm 0.000000004% Pacific Islander. We don't know which one, so I'm just Sam the Rock's cousin.
You're not Samoan. It just dawned on me. You got Jason Raines in here. I saw it from the side. I said,
we should have podcast.
I said, wait a minute.
Acknowledge me.
Oh, hey, that might work. But I'm sorry. I was caught off guard by this.
No, everybody else caught it yesterday. They were like, wait a minute. Who do you think you are? Yeah. Except for one person said I look like a college student. I'm like, that's how they wear their hair? But yeah, no, it makes all the sense in the world for the Dolphins because of the fact that they're losing right now. Well, actually, honestly, it don't make no sense for nobody right now. It will be at the end of the season where that trade would make sense.
No, you do it now because Kansas City's tooling up. Let you tell it.
The Dolphins don't got no chance right now. What are they, 1-5, 1-6?
That's why you add
they have no chance
You get
right
Matty
now.
in there to take him. Because he can throw the long ball. You have Cooper Kupp. You got the tight end.
Don't waste the rest of their season.
It's already a waste.
Don't wait. I'm talking about them as players, not the team. Don't get them hurt out there. Because apparently the Dolphins don't got an offensive line that's going to keep Matthew Stafford healthy.
No, isn't that where they say he gets it out in 2 seconds or something like that?
He can.
You know who doesn't get it out in 2 seconds?
That's because their whole game plan is everybody run. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. All right. That's 50 yards. And then he tries to throw it.
Well, then in that case, Kupp would be open, running them underneath routes. And they got it. But you got it, because listen,
do it.
Let you tell it that the season belongs to the Lions anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a waste anyway. We might as well get them out of there and give them a shot.
Get them in the offseason so they can healthily gel with the new everything.
It's Matthew Stafford. He's got the arm.
Hey, yeah, he's got
He went there and got it year one.
He did.
Granted, that was Aaron Donald. And then they got Vaughn out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Dolphins don't got good defense this year either. So
Are they injured or just?
No, not to my knowledge. To my knowledge, they just not
Probably
good.
because they know.
Well, I mean, they offense ain't doing them no favors,
So
making them punt every time or whatever the case may be. But I don't.
So it's not a trade you like.
No, that's not a trade I like. Not both of them. I also don't think you're doing Stafford any favors by trading him to the Dolphins.
Miami.
I'm saying like
That way his wife
player wise,
beachfront podcast.
I mean lifestyle.
I mean, it's LA.
I mean,
Miami.
I was about to say he's I've never been to the suburbs of either, but I'm sure he's in the up there. I don't know which one is nicer, but
cocaine built Miami. So, but then cocaine and
and hurricanes as well. And you got to worry about
Hollywood
all that.
built. Yeah, I mean, it's also Hollywood too.
It's Hollywood.
Like Miami's Miami, but Hollywood is Hollywood.
The lights, the satisfaction. You need that.
Hollywood.
You need that. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a trade I'll make. I wouldn't make that trade. I would, if we're trying to, is the goal here in the trade to get Miami better, or is that
You
just
got to get better than Kansas City.
got to get better than Kansas City? If we're talking any active players,
Baltimore, depending on which Lamar you get, because you know with the Derrick Henry situation, that's a big, that's a major situation.
yeah. No, I'll say this because we had this conversation about Lamar the other day. It's only Lamar. The only time I'm agreeing with you was when he plays Patrick Mahomes. Any other time,
Just like Agatha, it's Lamar all along. Okay.
Started watching that, by the way.
I'll probably start this weekend.
But no, it may, for whatever reason, I don't know if he goes in there and tries to make a point. He's like, no, I'm going to do this against Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to show them that I can do this. And I don't know what it is, but it's like, why aren't you playing like you usually play all of a sudden just because you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs?
That defense, I guess, or probably the combination of both.
Yeah, because it's like he don't take off like he usually does. He tries to stay in the pocket all the time. It's like, dude, you don't. The whole offense is predicated on
Your legs.
the defense being scared of the threat of you moving around.
And now the
and
threat
when you
of,
decide not to move around, all you can do is that. You don't got the receivers to be able to just sit there and throw the ball.
There you go again.
Because he doesn't.
Leave the receivers out of
He
it.
doesn't have the receivers who are consistently.
We don't know who he has.
He don't got no St. Brown. He don't got no Justin Jefferson.
We don't know because he doesn't throw them the ball.
He does. Apparently, he throws everybody the ball.
That just happens. Yeah, everybody get one touch or 1-2 touches a game. They don't know.
Rashad Bateman had 162 yards.
There you go. So you expect the unexpected with him. Now, if he's going to facilitate like that, great. But you can't keep putting it on the receivers. It's been 6 years of the receivers.
You don't have a consistent number one.
It's been 5 years of the
There's no consistent number one.
The tight end.
And that's terrible.
Hey,
if your number one is the tight end,
look at
and
Jason, that's how Jason Witten made his bones.
Mark Andrews ain't even like he's just big and gets in front of people.
I mean, he's got some hands.
He has hands, but he's not fast. He's not no precise route runner. He's no Gronk.
No.
He's no Kelsey.
But you don't need all that with somebody who's all over the place anyway.
I know this is
calm down.
Probably not the best person to say, but before we found out he was a killer,
Aaron Hernandez was a killer.
He was a monster on the field.
They were together. They were.
It was.
They were going to get more
They
rings.
wouldn't have. I don't think they would have lost a Super Bowl for years if he didn't go to jail.
And health.
Right.
And health.
Yeah, healthy.
Because I think one year Gronk went down and Aaron was there. Oh, okay, I got it.
Between the two of them, and then Edelman was still there at the time. I believe. Was it Edelman or was it Welker?
I think it might have been Welker.
One of them two was
well,
there.
because Edelman came later.
I was going to say one of them
in
two
was
Caucasian slot receivers.
Yeah, he was in the doldrums of Miami and came out of Miami. Like, who is this guy? And he had 120 receptions a year.
Out of nowhere.
Made the Dolphins look even worse than they already were. Like this, you
had
had this guy on the team.
I feel like there's some organizations that just got some kind of
stink.
There's just like a ceiling.
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns for sure. The
Miami
Lions
don't.
did have it until Peyton Manning and Jeff Daniels did that.
Well, they got
The exorcism of the Bobby Lane curse.
They got to win it.
Listen,
Just win, baby.
do you know that you know what their records have been since? Somebody posted. They said ever since they exercised that curse.
They got to win it.
Oh, they do have to win it
Because now they have another curse. Choking. They got the choke curse.
They were young. They
were young.
Do you know how many rookies they had on that team last year?
Every time the Patriots won, they were young.
What?
Yeah, they had that young defense with Seymour and none of them guys old. Now when they went and got Junior Seau, Junior's a little long in the tooth.
They weren't all rookies,
but they were a young team.
They had
Tom was brand new.
They
his first year.
Okay,
young.
You said every time the man has how many rings?
No, well I'm saying it was like the same team. Gronk and Hernandez, young. You know what? Now that I think about it, I do. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do believe every time they won, they were. Because when they tried to go old, they lost. Fred Taylor lost. Randy Moss lost. Chad lost. I think they might have won with Seau. Did they win with Seau?
I don't recall.
Because nobody knew who Troy Brown and David Patton and David Givens was. They were young.
They weren't rookies.
Young.
Well,
Tom was a rookie the first time.
The Lions had rookies in key in key positions last year.
Yeah, and there's young.
So this year's where we see.
No, plus they got rid of the heretic who was dropping balls when it mattered most anyway last year. So he's out of here.
He got shot.
What?
Yeah, he got shot twice. They say he only has minor injuries, but he got shot twice last week or this past week. I popped up on my.
What team is he on?
The Broncos.
He got shot in Denver.
He got shot in Denver.
I've been to Denver. If you get shot in Denver, you clearly you were hanging out with the wrong folk.
Well, I don't know. I have not been to Denver, so I don't know what.
It's bunny season out there, and higher elevation. Clearly hanging around the wrong people.
I don't even know what they said he was doing at the time.
Hanging around the wrong people. You ever been shot before?
No.
Exactly. No, hanging around the wrong people.
And I spent the majority of my life in Detroit. So
hanging around the wrong people. There's certain places where you get shot. You're like, oh.
I mean, that is 100% true.
Like you could be in like they were in where was that at? I believe I remember there was we'll just use Chicago. Mm-hmm. Some years ago, I remember there was a shooting in front of the W. Mm. And I said that there used to be a time to where there was a level of respect for certain areas and establishments. And I said, you're bringing this to the W, and it was either Vaughn or it was Dirk or it was Chief Keef, but one of them. And I said, at the W.
These new thugs have no couth.
And then the issue is when it happens in certain places, you're going to get more police than you would normally get for those reasons. Mm-hmm. I remember in a bougie city in our state, there was a shooting there, and I said, how? So either you're bringing the trouble, or you went somewhere where you shouldn't be. But in Denver, no, obviously there's a bad area in every state.
In every state.
But the fact that you found the bad area.
Yeah. I want to see if I can pull up what it said he was doing, where he was at.
He wasn't at practice.
Right.
He wasn't at the facility.
If he was doing what he was supposed to be doing,
he wasn't at the facility.
Maybe they throw some balls to him this year, too.
You can't get shot if you're applying stickum on those hands.
Applying stickum.
Yeah. Also, while you're looking.
First article. Minnesota Vikings cannot escape the Detroit Lions hangover.
Hey, listen, it's something that happens. Stafford balled. Sam Darnold looked somewhat pedestrian. Justin Jefferson did not get off. I'm sorry. I believe he did get off, but didn't get a touchdown.
No, I know where he did get off. But former Detroit Lions wide receiver Josh Reynolds was shot twice during the incident outside a strip club in Denver.
There you go. There you go. Now, again,
technically he's already on injured reserve, so it's...
But, are you allowed to, spend your time off at your leisure? Of course.
2 gun wounds, one in his left arm and one on the back of his head.
Wow. That's where he was shot, or was
They
that
say he had gun
or was that
wounds.
the exit?
Well, it says that they released a statement that he was treated for minor injuries.
Oh, okay, well that's
So
good
maybe
that
it was a graze.
Obviously, it wasn't it was a bad shooter, or maybe they weren't even after him.
Bad
I'm just saying, if you're going to shoot, the job is to, the point is to get the job done.
Yeah.
Not to just be, I don't know, aim. See, but that's another reason why them clubs,
Listen,
them clubs out there with them loop dancers. That's why he out there with
they got them in
clubs.
Denver. I thought it would be more so. She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water is the sweet surprise.
The BBLs have taken over the entire world. If you look at social media, you look at everywhere. Women understand that with a pair of great New York boobs and a new behind, that'll significantly raise your dollar amount at the club.
The dollar amount, yes, but that don't change the fact that if they don't got, if it's one of them kinds, they don't got the rhythm
Right.
and
But
they just got
who was there?
You said what?
Who was there?
I mean, Josh Reynolds was there.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, listen,
he wasn't there by himself.
Who's he married to? I don't know.
But I'm saying he
you don't know who
wasn't
likes.
in. I guarantee you, he's not in the. That's not the same strip club that the CEOs go to.
Listen,
He was at that club. He wasn't at. He wasn't in there watching Cindy Lauper, with a bikini on. What's her name? What's Cardi B's real name?
I don't know.
Bacardi. That's
Bacardi.
Yeah, I think it is Bacardi. I think her name is Bacardi. But that's what he was going to see, and he got in trouble.
It could be. It could.
Not a lot of
you
good
could be
stuff.
right. I've never been to Denver. I just don't know.
I know.
I know Jokic is there. So it's like
Well, that's because he's not.
I would assume the nightlife is catering to their top stars, and their top star is Jokic. So
then that means that strippers would be at the horse track.
Either that or the strippers in there doing the mamushka or whatnot. Just butt naked mamushkas.
More vodka for everybody.
Just butt naked mamushkas.
So the NBA season. It could be. And they got the they all come out with the hat
Serbian
on.
hat on.
And then what is it? And then somebody has to then bring out the sickle.
Got the whole fur outfit on.
Yeah.
I know just
They got with the coat on. Yeah.
listening to Russian rap. I don't know what that sounds like, but it just sounds
Probably like
it probably sounds hard.
it might be a good time. And then they would be talking some facts. Like, you did what? Was you that bombed the Kremlin? you did that to the Kremlin?
They be possible about me. But
NBA season.
NBA season is upon us.
Is upon us.
I believe every team has played a game now.
I believe so. Who do you have? Early picks, because you were right. You had said Boston. I believe you had picked Boston and Denver last year. Denver was in the playoffs.
Denver wasn't there.
Boston did win it all, despite everybody saying that they weren't going to win with Tatum as the leader. But then they ended up giving the MVP to Jaylen Brown. So is Tatum the leader? But who do you have?
So here's my super. I'm going to answer the question, and then I'm going to add a caveat. As it stands, after one game in the NBA
One game.
season,
That's why, it's a quick pick.
Boston does look like they're going to go back, just based on how everybody else is
They
playing.
did beat the brakes off the Knicks.
And the Knicks, the new look Knicks at that.
And it's Cat.
That's cat.
Cat.
Just put the C there. The K makes it sound like it's make it hard, but your
But
car,
even then, it's still
your
a
car
cat.
with a C.
It's Cat. It's Cat. Yeah, it's not happening.
I'm gonna go Boston, Minnesota. I'm gonna go Boston, Minnesota. That boy Julius Randle over there now. He put up 33 last night.
Listen, they got to be consistent.
Put up 33.
Anthony Edwards needs to continue to grow and make steps. Julius Randle needs to stay healthy. Rudy Gobert needs to be, I guess, himself, but better. And then who else needs to flourish and shine? Everybody on the team. Nas Reed, Everybody needs to flourish. Mike Conley, everybody needs to flourish. But led by young Anthony.
Yeah, I believe they can. I believe they can do it. Of course, once again, this is the way too early predictions because, like I said, one game.
It's early.
It's all about matchups. How teams adjust. I typically don't even pay attention to the NBA for real until after the trade deadline.
Hey,
really after the All-Star break, because that's the trade deadline, and then that's when rosters are more finalized at that point than now. Because this team right now, I guarantee in a couple of weeks there's going to be some trade bait out there.
Yeah, well there is, but I know you got to get going. I got to get going. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with us. This is We Shoulda, the greatest podcast that you've ever watched or haven't watched. Either way, it's fantastic. Jason Raines, Sean Manning. Talk to y'all next time.
Acknowledge me.
There better be honey in this tea, you scoundrel.
I told you there was no honey there.
There's no honey
get
in
you
this
the tea anyway.
There's no honey in this tea. It's going to be you and me.
I told you there was no honey in the whole place.
Listen,
you heard me on the phone with the lady?
I'll be Cody Rhodes in this establishment.
Well,
I will finish
which WrestleMania? Because the one last year, your story didn't get finished last year.
To knock the stick off your shoulder.
I don't
know what